Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Why isn't the music shutting off? Please. Oh my God. Hi. Welcome, welcome. Starting, starting strong with the tech issues right off the bat. How are you all? Hi, dancing girl. Hi, Forza Italia. Hi, Sarah. Yeah, it is Father's Day, isn't it? Let's kill the room immediately. I totally forget when it's Father's Day because my dad is not alive. But he was a wonderful man. So, yes, happy Father's Day to all the cool dudes out there of all stripes. My dad is definitely where I got my political streak from, and also my like agitator streak. Like the fuck Donald Trump stuff would not be happening if I wasn't raised by that man. So, and I know that he would have loved it. So, yeah, happy Father's Day, everybody. I am good. I am like exhausted from yesterday. Like I'm realizing I do not get out a lot. I'm not in big crowds a lot. So, before the sorry if you hear that, I'm taking my nail polish off so we can do a full rainbow here. My apologies. Oh God, no! Please don't. It was a long time ago. I was in college, which was it was rough, but I mean it was like in 2007. So grief changes, and you learn to live with it and sort of make peace with it. And I have so many beautiful memories of him. He was like such an involved dad, and he really set the bar high, which is another reason I don't really suffer fools when it comes to men, because my dad was fucking awesome, and he was great to my mom, and he cared about us and cooked and cleaned. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't he wasn't a toxic masculine male. No need to apologize. I talk about it all the time. Oh shit, I should have brought in my I have a new I have it here. Yay, yay, yay. Okay. I have a new sweatshirt that's perfect for this holiday. Can you guys see it? I can't see if you can see it. It says, "Wait till I tell my dad about this." With the Ouija board. I hope you can see it. Here. So yeah, that's my new sweatshirt. I'm very excited about it. My best friend in the world, Sarah, sent it to me. She saw it on TikTok, so the TikTok shop got me. Yeah, so I'm good. As I was saying, like I forgot how exhausting the microphone videos are, like afterwards, because like there's a rush of excitement and sort of like validation. I think it's like the dopamine rush or the oxytocin. I don't know which one it is. But there's like that rush of like excitement and happiness and feeling validated and seen and fulfilled, and like you've made a difference and made people happy, right? Like, which I love to do. And then it's just like a hard crash. It's like coming down off of like Molly or something. That's how it feels to me. I mean, not like depressed as in like sad, although I did cry at the end of Golden Girls today. But I think that that's valid. More just like tired. Like I took multiple naps today. I got a lot done, but then I took a lot of naps because I was just like, I just want to be horizontal. How are y'all doing? Did people go to protests? Like you may have seen, I went to one here in Central Mass, and it was a blast. It was a really good time. Okay, so tonight we've got a bunch of little things to talk about. We're going to do a tiny spot of politics at the top, but just, well, it's mostly good news and like laughing at Trump, so I figured that's cool. And then we have some celebrity drama. We've got follow-ups on the Fletcher stuff. We have an interesting update from like the P. Diddy world, the Diddy trial, and how social media is apparently influencing it. I saw that article earlier today, so I was like, let's peruse it together. And then we have a case, and I haven't really fully dug in, so we're going to be going down the rabbit hole together about this pastor who married his third wife a year after his second wife's death. And the third wife, her ex-husband, is also dead. So people are thinking that's a little sketchy. So I thought that would be an interesting way to end the show. And if there's time and if we feel like it, and if my nails are dry, we can do some origami as well. Oh my gosh, Sarah, yes. Let's have a moment. What were their names? It was the senator, right? Was it Hartman? Ugh, awful. Yeah, I'm looking it up right now. Democratic former House Speaker Melissa Hortman and her husband Mark were killed in their Brooklyn Park home. Senator John Hoffman, also a Democrat, and his wife were injured at their address about 9 miles away. Authorities identified the suspect as 57-year-old Vance Bolter, and the FBI issued a reward. As far as I know, he has not been found. Oh, Sarah, I'm so sorry. That was horrendous. And the fact that he had like no king stuff in his car, like just scribbled on pages, it was clearly to look like he was a Democrat shooting Democrats, but girl, we know. No one that nuts is a Democrat. Let's be real about that. And he was like living with a roommate, but I thought he had a wife and 5 kids, and it didn't sound like he was estranged from them in like the early articles I read. But again, this stuff is like just coming out, and so I mean, I think the guy's probably dead. Yeah, he pretended to be a cop. And I saw a perfect statement about that. It was like, psychopaths pretend to be cops because they are the people who are allowed to kill in broad daylight. Oh, awful. And then there was a shooting at the Utah, the Salt Lake City No Kings event. Some guy pulled out a gun, and then someone standing, like a bystander who thought he was being helpful, shot at the guy, shot him, but then also shot and killed just like a random person. It's very, very sad. Very sad. Yeah, this Vance Bolter thing is like so weird. And I guess he had a really long list. It was all Democrats, including like Tim Walz, and a bunch of other people. Oh, I gotta do this first. So yeah, I mean, what can you even say? It's just terrible. I don't want to say my heart goes out to the people because that just doesn't feel like enough, you know? But yeah, since this, I have not stopped thinking about former Speaker Hortman and her husband's families, because senseless, and obviously, yeah, planned on a day to make Democrats look bad, right? Like make it look like Democrats are killing each other. And I'll say it again, which I always say, if your side really had a case, if there were really things that were this bad, and that you're trying to convince people to be like on your side, you wouldn't have to lie, right? Like you wouldn't have to lie. That's crazy. Okay, so let's get started. I'm gonna start painting my nails as we do the first little bit, which is a just a little walk through the protests from yesterday. It's interesting what the news orgs decided to put at the top of this. This is just like a photo gallery. I think you'll notice a trend, because if you went to one of these events, you will not recognize what they decided to share. So here we go. So this is just USA Today, and I just wanted to see like pictures from around the country. And this is what they start with. They start with like 10 photos of the police like beating people, which absolutely happened, and I'm glad that they're highlighting it. But at the same time, if you're watching this and you are not political, low information, leaning towards racist and Republican, you're going to see this and think this is the protesters' fault. Because in your brain, The cops are just doing their job. These rioters and looters are ruining everything and making chaos. But the truth of what is actually being seen on the ground is that these protests have been, especially in LA, have been beautiful and full of diversity and people coming together and dancing and singing. And then the cops come in, or, the military, and they start instigating and they start pushing people and they start cornering people. I saw people in LA being cornered so they couldn't go home for the curfew. So then the cops had the right to beat their ass. And so I'm glad that Gavin Newsom is standing up to Trump, but can you do something about your own cops? Also Mayor Bass in LA? Yes, we don't want the National Guard in California, but the cops are also being awful. Look at, and they have they're all on horseback, and I feel so bad for these horses. Some of them have eye guards, but not all of them. And they're throwing pepper spray around. They're fucking pepper spraying their own horses. This is fucked up on every level. It's so wrong. It's so wrong. Okay, so there's more. This is horrible. Slam a person to the ground that appeared to inadvertently run in their area. He was trying to escape. This person, they were trying to escape tear gas and accidentally ran into these cops. What I think is also very interesting and sad, obviously Los Angeles has a huge Latino population. They're not all immigrants, but the fact that the two last names that I can see on the cop uniforms are Latino last names. And these protests are so much about ICE and deportations and Latino people being forcibly removed and kidnapped. So to see that, I mean, they can't think that they're doing the right thing, but they need jobs. They're people, and we all need jobs. You know what I mean? So it's come on, guys. It doesn't have to be this way. More of these poor horses. And this old man, I don't know if you can see him here. Maybe I can zoom. This old man that they just fucking walked all over. This guy here, he's okay. But he stood up to them, and they tried to get the horse to stomp on him. It was crazy. Yeah, we get it. The police are gross and they are doing terrible things. Tear gas, awful. Is this the National Guard? Oh, this is the Marines. So they were already active in there. What I liked is the fact that people are standing up to them and being you don't have to do this. And I hope that we would start to see some sort of drop off, some sort of dissent from these folks in the military, but not really yet. Okay, let's see if we can get some photos from the rest of the country. This person is injured, of course, because things are horrible. People running. Other shit happened yesterday, right? Other beautiful things happened, but this is all making it look I have been scrolling for how long? If you are someone, who's kind of sheltered, maybe you live in a small town, you don't really know what's going on, this looks terrifying. And it looks like, if you think cops are the good guy, it looks like the people of Los Angeles are demonic, zombies that need to be put down, right? Okay. Nope, still more. Oh, I like this. Ocala, Florida, police arrested a counter-protester. A counter-protester who has HH on his shirt. HHPB, which is the Proud Boys. And they're actually not supposed to be using any of their logos because there is a black church who sued them and now has the rights to all of their name, image, and likeness. So let's hope this guy gets fucking sued. Him and his little friends in the back. So this is Florida. All right, S skater. Someone reminded me yesterday of the mass resignings from the FBI and how you're not seeing that with ICE. ICE is fascist at minimum. I'm glad people are standing up against this Gestapo. Amen. Um, yeah, I learned yesterday. I mean, I knew ICE was new, but I didn't know how new. But it was part of the Patriot Act, so it's like a George W. Bush legacy at a time when everyone was like, yeah, we need to protect ourselves. We need to get all the immigrants out because we were terrified after watching Americans fucking jump from buildings for a full day over and over again. So, yeah, you can thank George W. Bush for ICE. And I think a lot of people, I would wager that ICE is hiring very quickly. They're not checking these people out. And I bet some of the new ICE people were definitely at January 6th. So they think they're doing the Lord's work. The Lord, of course, being Donald Trump, we know. So, yeah, fuck ICE for sure. Let's see. Perrine, I can't understand how you cannot have a second of self-check while you're standing there. Like, my life sucks, my job sucks. I imagine some of them do. Can the active military members be a conscientious objector if they outright refuse to participate in this? Do you know how the process for that? I have seen people talking about ways to like apply to be a conscientious objector. So maybe that's something that takes longer. Maybe that is happening, but I don't know the actual steps of the process. ICE, USCIS, and the immigration courts are what happened when we broke up INS. Oh, INS. That was right. That was what came before ICE and the courts. Thank you for that info. Yeah, so let's see if we can get down to like other things that happened yesterday. Okay, here we go. Then they decided that it was important to highlight like a bunch of people in like colonial garb. Not really sure why. About Face Veterans has a lot of information for veterans and active duty military who are anti-war, anti-fascist too. Let me look that up. About Face Veterans Against the War. Interesting. Okay, let's look at and see what they have for resources. Troops report and support. This is a secure form that members of the military can use to report concerning incidents or conditions. A free three-week course originally offered live. Okay, so these are, I feel like they should put here the information for how to, oh, well, this is for veterans. It's not for active service people, but maybe they could also share that information for how to apply as a conscientious objector, but maybe people already know that. I'm not sure. But cool. I'm so glad that exists. The microphone was out yesterday. It was a lot of fun. Everybody loved it, obviously. Everyone loves when I do that. I got like, I think 2,500 new followers, maybe more on Instagram. So that was nice. It was nice to get a little bump and everything. But like I said, it's like this roller coaster, high, high, high. And then like the next day I'm always exhausted, which is today. Yeah, I think... Yeah, like around 2,500 new folks. So if you're one of those new folks, hello, welcome. Oh, yes, there was a lot of cheering. I tried to it was hard to hear on the actual tape. What am I, 1,000? It was hard to hear, but yes, people were cheering. So I tried to turn that up so you could hear them. They were on the sidewalk, out my passenger window. So it's kind of hard to hear them on the video. If you're looking specifically to apply for conscientious objector stuff, GI Rights Hotline site is where I'd start. Thank you so much. Let me look that up now. I just want people to see this stuff. GI Rights Hotline. And they've got it all broken out by branch here, which is nice. Shout out Marines. My dad was a Marine. Rights, grievances, conscientious objection, right on the top. Thank you so much, brother. Okay, the definition, training and or belief, participation in war in any form. So you have different ways to call yourself a conscientious objector. This is very cool. So if you are someone in the military, I kind of want to just like send this to the people I know in the military, which isn't a lot of people. But that's probably not. I don't know. Is that cool or is that stupid? It must be really hard to be someone in the military right now who doesn't love Trump. I'll say that. Could you pin that link? Yeah, I'll put it in the video description. Let me see if I can do it here while we're chatting. Is this the editor? No. Okay, let me try while we're sitting here. I just want to make sure I do it. That is a great idea. So if you are watching this video in the future, hello. And we are going to put the link for conscientious objectors right in the description so you don't have to go find it. Okay, put it right at the top. Conscientious objector forms. Beautiful. Thank you so much for helping that happen. Hopefully it makes a difference. Okay. Now we're getting into like the fun side of things. Again, a lot of like colonial outfits, right? Because, you know, like Revolutionary War outfits. No trolls, no kings. Democracy, not aristocracy. Again, more colonial people. Is this like, oh, this is in PA. That makes sense. Philadelphia, of course, they all have their colonial shit in the closet. This is PA again. A lot from PA. Silence Equals Death. So this is ACT UP. They're I think a global organization who were founded to fight HIV/AIDS in the late 80s, early 90s when Reagan was just letting people die and ignoring everybody. He is responsible for like millions of people dying. So that's really cool. More PA. Yeah, these are all PA. Which is fine. Do we get them from anywhere else or just Pennsylvania apparently? So yeah, it was it was a great time. I had a really good time. A lot of funny signs. Oh God, the rules have changed. Yeah, that's like not good. Like you guys are the ones who are like the Constitution. It should be held to its like original meaning, and then like. It's just so obvious, man. It's so obvious. So I was doing this yesterday, driving laps, but I was encouraging the protesters, not being a fucking bootlicking loser. This is Indianapolis. This is Detroit. Democracy, not oligarchy. Love that. I did see a lot of little kids being like, no kings. It was really cute. Veterans against Trump. Let's go. Again, Indianapolis. Love this. It's got to be WeHo. Rancho Mirage, California. No kings. We got Donnie in the background, and this is Divine. If you don't know Divine, get into it. I'd say if you know anyone in the military who has conflicted feelings about this, I'd send this to them for sure. Thank you very much. The worst they can do is ignore you. The best they can do is use this resource. Thank you. That is great advice. That my sign said, hate will not make us great. Let me see. I saw a couple funny ones. People are just so creative at these things, aren't they? I saw a really good one. Did I get a good picture of it? I thought I did. Oh, here it is. Well, we have King Trump off with his head. That was one. Oh, this one's cute. I'll show you this one. Let me send it to myself. Beep, 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 beep. Okay. Let's see if I can show it to y'all. Oh, it's just going to take too long. It says, gosh, Donnie, slow down. You're running out of stuff to wreck. And it was like this little old man holding it. It was so cute. Okay. This is very like suffragette era. We love that. I mean, when you look at it, it's like, it's hard to believe that it's hard to believe that when you see like the giant crowds from like every city in the country, like how did he win? How the F did he win? And we have a little information on that. There is an election recount happening somewhere in the country, and we will talk about that momentarily. Let's just see if there's anything good here. We overthrew a king once before. We can do it again. Love that. This is Mount Kisco, New York. Like, it's not even the big cities. Like, it's random cities, and thousands of people are showing up. You know? It's awesome. Oh, I love City Hall in Philadelphia. It's so beautiful. So beautiful. A group of Proud Boys attend the No Kings rally. Of course, in fucking Georgia. Fuck you, bro. What's this one? Again, ATL. West Palm Beach. Like, it's everywhere. Thousands showed up at the Villages, which is like this super conservative neighborhood. It's amazing. That's ATL. Like, and the one I was at, there were people walking around just like giving out water and snacks. Like, it was just such a wonderful event. West Palm Beach. Again, Proud Boys. They're such fucking pussies. So yeah, you get the point. You get the point. It was an awesome day. If you went, I hope you had a good time. I hope you were safe. I'm going to start now. I did my base coat. I'm going to start painting my nails here while we set up our next thing. Oh, I was going to say, meanwhile in DC, as all of this was going on, as millions of people were showing up all over the place, Trump was doing his sad little birthday parade in DC, which he tried to thinly veil as a celebration of the army. But here is here is how Trump showed his appreciation for the army. He has them sleeping in a basement of an office building, is what it looks like, on fucking cots. It looks like a fucking like a homeless shelter, or like a FEMA camp where they just have cots together. And sure, like the army, I'm sure is used to this kind of thing, right? Just sort of being like set up somewhere if there's an emergency. But this was supposed to be honoring them. And this is what they got. I think that is shameful as hell. If you love the military so much, if you love soldiers and veterans, look, they're like having to hook up their own TV. They probably went and bought it. Hands down, they're gonna game on that thing. Love that. But yeah, so this is what was happening in DC. This is how Trump showed his love for the military, specifically the Army's 250th birthday. It's almost like it wasn't really about the Army's birthday, right? And that reminded me of something else we've seen, another way that Trump has been disrespecting the military. Here is the National Guard apparently sleeping on the floor of what looks to be like a loading dock in LA. And Gavin Newsom said, "You sent your troops here without fuel, food, water, or a place to sleep. Here they are being forced to sleep on the floor, piled on top of one another. If anyone is treating our troops disrespectfully, it is you." So, yeah, he mistreated like thousands of people, thousands of troops in honor of his birthday and in trying to like own the libs in Los Angeles. Absolutely disgusting. Let's see. The soldiers in that parade were out of step so badly, and everyone is saying they were basically complying maliciously. I saw that too. I think that's really interesting. I will say, and I can't say a lot, I have heard rumors that there were military costumes purchased for this event. Like a lot. I don't know what they were for, but I have heard rumors, I've heard through the grapevine that there were a lot of costumes purchased for this event. So, were they military? Were they paid actors? It is hard to know. I can't say more about that because I can't. What is going on with this light? I saw something said the cost of his dumb parade, yep, $45 million, and would have fed every homeless veteran in America for 4 months. I saw that. There was also Trump MAGA swag at the parade I saw online. Yeah. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised at the military costumes. Yeah. I mean, that's... Hey, Alexa. Thank you so much. Thank you. Welcome, welcome. We're just talking about what a dirtbag Trump is. Yeah, so that's what I was thinking too. Like, were they all real military members? Like, it seems like at least some of them were because of that. But when I first saw them marching, like, out of step, I was like, are they for real? And I did see military people weighing in, and they were like, as soon as you learn how to march, you never march poorly again. Like, it's like in your veins. So when you do it, it's deliberate. Or you weren't a real military person. So who fucking knows? All right. We're starting with red. Another weird thing that's going on is, and we're almost done with the politics, and then we'll get into fun things, is this Air Force member, Christian Stevens. Have y'all heard about this? He apparently posted this video on TikTok, and they took it down. So this is the video that someone happened to grab. We'll watch it while I paint my nail. Let me make sure y'all can hear it, because that seems wicked low, doesn't it? Can y'all even hear that? Why is that not working? Oh, for fuck's sake. Let me add a thing here. Mac OS audio is there, so what's the problem? Let's see. Talk amongst yourselves. Like, audio is always the issue. I don't understand. I don't understand. All right, let me try this. Let me try this for a hot secchi. So I can do this. And then let's see if that works. Maybe it's not as complicated as I thought it was.
So I can be very articulate and clear about this message.
Can you guys hear that? For some reason, the audio capture isn't working. All right, let's read some comments. I had people I knew in high school band that weren't military pointed out. Aha, the roll step. The band roll step. It really isn't that hard to learn how to be in step when you march. I can't hear this. I did see this video making the rounds on leftist Instagram accounts. Yeah, I just saw it today. Given how I used to hear people in the military talk about mental health while in the military, I can totally believe just the headline alone. Yeah, it's not good, guys. It is not good. This thing just keeps fucking up. All right, so let's watch the video. Okay, whatever. That's just going to shut off.
May 2nd, 20 hands. I have a written paper, so I can be very articulate and clear about this message. May 2nd, 2023. I raised my hand and swore an oath to protect the Constitution and the land of the free with the people that reside within. The immigrants paying U.S. taxes, building homes, working blue-collar jobs. I swear to protect these people.
He is very young and very brave to be doing this. This poor sweet guy. Let me make sure y'all can hear it. And it's not doubling or anything.
They are our people, the ones that came into the U.S. authorized on a visa or green card, getting stripped away from families, undocumented children, losing parents, friends, siblings, pulled from homes to sit in a concrete room. They are kids.
Aww.
I don't need to be Hispanic to know this is wrong. I wear the name.
This is so brave of him. To see, I mean, it's sad that the bar is so low, but like to see a white man doing this who doesn't have to, right? Who could just be totally safe in his little privilege bubble. To see him standing up is awesome. Is so awesome. Okay. I agree. He's very brave to be saying this online, even if everyone knew it would be taken down. Yeah, but the internet's forever, and I really think that conservatives keep underestimating the internet. You know, they keep doing things that they think we're not gonna like find out about, which is fucking stupid. Okay.
The United States cross my chest daily. I am a reflection of this country. I'm not proud to say this is a country I'm serving if it means destroying the lives of people that provide for this nation.
Hell yeah. You can tell he's so nervous too. This is like, I mean, the military is so much about assimilating and everyone being the same and, you know, bowing to authority, that this is, I mean, assuming that he's been through all of the training that churns out people in the military who are very regimented and believe all of the stuff that the U.S. military wants them to believe. It's amazing that he has retained this individuality and this soul and the need to speak out. They keep thinking they know how to navigate the internet than everyone else. Yeah, no, they do not, for sure.
Yes, there is a legal process, but it can be bettered. The colonists didn't have to pay thousands of dollars or get a visa to be on this stolen land.
Amen, bro. I was thinking that earlier. I was like, all these white people that are so mad at immigrants, it's like 100% true that not all of your relatives 1 to 2 to 3 generations ago came in legally. Like people have been coming into the United States all kinds of ways since the beginning. So it's just so hypocritical and so racist. Like, we know that that's what it's about.
I might lose the uniform I wear, but then what is the First Amendment? Te escucho.
Does that mean I hear you? Does anyone speak Spanish? I think it is. What a sweet guy. So this is Christian Stevens. And he posted this recently. And since then, like the title of this Reddit says, this has been taken down. I'm already really excited about these nails. See him coming? So here is what he now has posted on TikTok instead of the actual video that was taken down, and now this has been posted. And it just says FYP. There's no other information. It's just a static image. I can't really tell what kind of vehicle he's on. Like, it kind of looks like a plane over here, that like plastic, but I've never seen like white seats like this on a plane or like a hard floor. So maybe it's like an Air Force vehicle. I can't tell. But it says, I'm not crazy. I don't want to injure myself or others. I'm being forced to a 5150 and they might silence me. So a 5150, if I am correct, is like a psych hold. Like where he's being forcibly held for his mental health for a number of days, it could be, or I don't know, maybe longer in the military. My guess is they want to put him in a mental institution to give him an other than honorable discharge, and probably soon. Okay, so this is all a setup to kick him out. It's like when you get put on a performance plan at work. It's just to have the paperwork to show that you were in trouble so they could fire you with cause. 72-hour hold is what it usually is, and then they reevaluate and can keep you longer. Why is it never the people who deserve the 72-hour hold who get the 72-hour hold? Am I right? Bruh, this is working out fucking perfectly. I can't wait to show you guys. I know, we're talking about serious things and also nail polish. That's just my life. Let me show you. Oh they look kind of muted in these lights, but I love like orange and pink together. I just think it looks so pretty. So that's why I put the pink there. They do it a lot of the time for people in boot camp, but there they can only get an administrative separation, I think. I wonder if this guy's in boot camp, so maybe he hasn't like been fully indoctrinated. He seems really young. Did it say his rank? No, it just says USAF member, Air Force. I don't know what his rank is, or even like where he is. I love that he wrote it down so he wouldn't like forget while he was nervous. So yeah, that is Christian Stevens. Shout out to him. The bravery is crazy. Oh, let me show y'all, just so if there's anybody who might know what his rank would be just based on his uniform situation. If he's Air Force already with full uniform, I think it's not boot camp. I think they sent him to the Wizard. What the fuck does that mean? The stories I used to hear from people in those platoons of recruits in the U.S. Marines were horrifying. And Sarah says, so many mental health professionals are anti-involuntary admissions. They probably should be. And I'm so glad that you are here, Skater, because all this military info is really, really helpful. So thank you. In the USMC, they call the psychiatrist the Wizard. That's interesting. Okay, so that's Christian Stevens. I don't think there have been any updates since he posted this. Let me just triple check. No. But he has been posting a lot about deportations. Here, you can see his account. It's very short. And he says up here, I'm put against my will to visit a mental health institute. # remember the children. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That is fucking loud. Okay, so this was... Oh, he sent this to CNN 3 days ago. I'm a member of the United States Air Force, and I think I have a story that can change the United States and end family suffering. As I want to publicly announce my perspective on ICE, it's equally the same as slavery, and I want your help to mold America back together. This is very sweet, and there's just so much desperation in it, right? Because, like, CNN's not going to give a shit. I didn't pay to get my citizenship because I was fortunate to be born into this country, a country of freedom. People are ripped away from families. Police that are supposed to protect the community are disturbing peace in the streets of LA. Immigrants are part of our nation. They want to be players on our team. They are trying to become a part of the land of the free. 'Tis of liberty. They are trying to come into our nation seeking liberty. Have we forgotten that? Give me the chance to be a voice for our country the right way and give me an interview. The worst that could come of this email is it's trashed and to never see the light. Voices aren't being heard. Can you hear mine? Wow. Oof. So yeah, then he has a bunch of other stuff about ICE. So he's very, very focused. Whoa. Oh my God, a super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sarah. Oh, I really appreciate that. Thank you. We almost got to we got one toward our little goal here. Yeah, so like his whole account has been based on this. So I hope he's okay wherever he is. I hope he's okay, and I hope this story gets picked up. I don't know by whom, but we're talking about it, right? We're talking about it. Hopefully that helps, because we need a whole lot more of Christian Stevens is out here for sure. Okay, the last little bit about the politicky stuff is about the 2024 election. Apparently, there is a recount happening, or potentially happening, within the next 8 months in one county of New York. So, Rockland County is suing to have a recount. Last month, the New York Supreme Court Judge Rachel Tangay ruled that the allegations in the lawsuit were serious enough for discovery to proceed. And so discovery, they have to do within the next 200 days, about 7 months. According to the complaint, more voters have sworn in legal affidavits that they voted for independent U.S. Senate candidate Diane Sare than the Rockland County Board of Elections counted and certified. So essentially, these people have sworn on record that they voted for a specific candidate, and that wasn't reflected in the ballots. I'm not entirely sure how they can know that. Maybe just like the number of people who voted for that candidate wasn't really, like, they just counted and it wasn't, like, did they have enough people on the affidavit? I'm not sure. But basically, there are some anomalies in the Rockland County voting, including this, as well as people who voted Democrat down the ticket and didn't vote for Kamala Harris. And so that seems to be an issue, and one that we saw, like, nationwide, right? Like, a bunch of different counties were talking about the fact that they were so surprised that their county went red when everyone voted Democrats down ticket. This is only the third time I'm hearing about this, but this is definitely new information I'm hearing. Yeah, so this is the article. It's in Newsweek. There's just so many fucking ads on this. So yeah, this is important. So the lawsuit has brought results of the 2024 election under scrutiny. Maybe this one has less ads. However, as Congress has certified the results, it won't change the outcome. That seems stupid to me. If there's a problem, we should be able to change it, not just be like, well, gotta live with it. Okay, so at least 9 votes must have been cast for Sare in District 39, with 7 voters signing sworn statements. Okay, so it was a small amount. At least 9 votes must have been cast for Sare in District 39 of the county, with 7 voters signing sworn statements saying they voted for her on Election Day, but the Rockland County Board of Elections recorded 5 votes. So that's 4 votes that are missing in this one district, in this one county of New York. The complaint also cited numerous statistical anomalies in the presidential election results, as we all remember, because I don't think anybody was thinking Trump was going to take every single swing state. Like, it kind of doesn't make sense. Multiple districts where hundreds of voters chose the Democratic candidate Kirsten Gillibrand for Senate, but none voted for Kamala Harris, the Democratic candidate. And I will say this, Kirsten Gillibrand is not a leftist. She's like very centrist, and leftists do not like her. So it's not like people who are further left decided, oh, we'll vote for Gillibrand because that's more local than the president, which it really fucking isn't. And then we just won't vote for Kamala, because if the people that like were so mad about the U.S.'s involvement in the genocide being committed by Israel, they would not, I don't think that they would have voted for Gillibrand or Kamala, right? They maybe would have voted just way down ticket, like city council and things like that, but they would not have voted for Gillibrand because she is a shill for sure to them. So this seems fucking weird. The complaint said that in Rockland County, 9% of voters who voted for Gillibrand did not vote for Harris, giving Harris a negative 9% drop-off rate. Let's see how many votes that would be. So Rockland County election results. Let's see. election districts. There's only 307 people, or is that 300? That's 307 districts. Okay. So this is a county that Trump won pretty handily. He won pretty handily. Let me do some quick math here to see how much 9% of the overall voting block is for this event. Oh, well, 9%. Hang on one second. Where the F is it? Here it is. 9% of voters who voted for Gillibrand. Oh, okay. Where's Gillibrand? Okay, so she got 72,000 votes. So we just need... What's 9% of 72,000? Over almost 6,500 people who voted for Kirsten Gillibrand didn't vote for Kamala Harris. That does not make sense. That does not make sense. They would have wrote it in if they could. Definitely not a lot of leftists voting for Gillibrand. Exactly. I got my first hand done. So yeah, so that's what's happening in Rockland County, but it's going to go obviously a lot more slowly than we want. And like it said, it's not going to change anything, but I mean, I think it would make us all a lot more relieved, and maybe someone could go to fucking prison for this kind of large scale voter fraud and election tampering. My hope is, and I don't know, because this obviously is going to take so long that you might as well just like forget about it for now. But my hope is that this is going to kick off other similar reviews across the country. So I think the next step is for Discovery, they're going to do a hand count of the vote, is what I was seeing. Maybe someone at the RNC, exactly. Maybe someone goes to fucking prison. What about Elon Musk? Maybe he'll get deported. Because Trump like kept saying, oh, he really helped me. He really helped me a lot. You know? And even Elon, when they were like fighting, was like, he wouldn't have won the election without me. So it feels like something really shady is going on. I am hopeful that this is like the little spark that sets off other stuff. But we'll see. We'll see. Trying not to get my hopes up too much. And hoping we still have a democracy by the time we get to vote again next year for midterms. But like, it doesn't make sense that he won. And if they did it for the presidential election, like they could easily do it for midterms. And I don't want that to happen. They're not deporting Elon. It's nice to think about though. I know. I have so much fan fiction in my head about the way this is all going to end. I feel like I would love Trump to just be fucking exiled, you know? Okay, for the next bit, do we want... Let me get to my notes here. Do we want to talk about Diddy, lesbian drama, TikToker drama? Let me do a poll. Next topic. Diddy, lesbian, drama, add option, TikTok drama. Or do we want to go straight into true crime? Submit your answer. We've moved on to the second hand. We've got green going. I have like 3 greens because I love green so much. Ooh, people want lesbian drama. It's a follow-up on what we talked about last time with Fletcher. She has responded to people's outrage. And I haven't watched it yet. So I think that'll be interesting. It's Pride Month after all. So true. So true. Let's see. Okay. I mean, there aren't many people here, so let's do it. Let's do the lesbian drama. Let me just open them. Okay, so if you were not here when I talked about Fletcher, Fletcher is a musician who basically got all of her clout from lesbians. She's always identified as queer, but she definitely panders to the lesbian audience. Like, that is 1,000% true. She's all of her songs are about being with women. Lesbians are the ones buying tickets to all of her concerts. Like, I mean, that's obviously there are a lot of straight people and bisexuals and everybody, but lesbians are the backbone of the Fletcher community for sure. Okay, so here is another one. Ooh, okay, so we have a response video and we also have a deleted video. And I love that her subreddit has become a place for this, because obviously you have pissed off all of your fans with your bullshit. Okay, so here is the first video responding to the haters. Let's go.
Hi guys. I have so many feelings and so many things that I want to talk about, that I want to clarify, give more context for, acknowledge, and I'm not going to get to all of that in just one video, but there are a couple of things that I've been seeing, that I've been reading, that I really want to speak into.
I hope you talk about your boyfriend being in a cult. Allegedly.
The first thing I want to clarify is that sexuality is not a phase. Queerness is not a phase. My queerness is not a phase.
Again, no one is saying that. But the perception sure seems like you believe that.
I am a queer woman. I've always identified as queer. I will always be queer till the day I die. I have loved women. I love women. I will always love women, whether I am with a guy or a girl or just a human being that I love. It doesn't matter who I'm dating or what relationship I'm in. I will always be queer. This was not a song to center a relationship around a man. It was to...
You called it Boy. You called the song Boy, and you deleted all evidence of you being queer from the internet. But you didn't center a man.
To center the complexity of the queer experience, of my queer experience, and the nuance of it, and that it doesn't need to look a certain way. If anybody has felt seen or represented by me and my music in the past, that is not something that I take lightly. And
girl, unbelievable. Let me go back. I had something I wanted to comment on.
Queer experience and the nuance of it, and that it doesn't need to look a certain way. If anybody has felt seen...
Like, sure, but you did this during Pride Month again. You highlighted and centered a straight presenting relationship during Pride Month. This is Fletcher.
Or represented by me and my music in the past. That is not something that I take lightly. And if you have felt invalidated or been invalidated through the process of me sharing this or this song, that is not my intention. That has never been my intention.
Well, intention is not the same as impact, right? I don't think that you are going to get away with this. I mean, I don't think you can get the stink of this off you, essentially. Not that you have to get away with anything, but this was really gross.
I'm a songwriter and an artist, and I have always written about my love stories and my relationships and my heartbreaks and my losses and my loves. I am fully aware that it is not brave and it is not scary to share with the world at large about a straight passing heteronormative relationship.
Literally the whole song, she's like, I'm scared of what you're gonna think of me. I don't want to be judged in the morning.
In this political climate, in this
like,
world
girl,
that we are
up.
in right now, I am aware that that is not scary to share. What felt scary for me was sharing with my community and my world where people have only experienced and know.
Because what? You're surrounded by scary lesbians? Is that what you're saying? I need to see. Did I paint these the same color? It kind of looks like I did. I might start over on these. Okay.
Me a certain way. I felt really nervous that I would let people down and that I would disappoint them and that my queer.
You did. You did. And it's not because you're dating a man. It's because you did a whole publicity stunt around it in, like, at the beginning of Pride Month. You deleted your entire Instagram. You changed your name.
Queerness wouldn't be queer enough, but it's opened the door to a larger conversation, and I welcome the discourse of it. I have centered an entire career around creating safe spaces.
You have centered an entire career around taking lesbians' money. From what I gather.
For people to show up and authentically be them.
You guys aren't even fucking seeing her. Here she is.
And celebrate themselves.
All right, let me just expand that.
And
oh, there we go. All right, sorry. Oops. Okay.
Be who they are in any given moment. It is not my intention to cause harm or to cause hurt to anyone in this community that I will ride for till the day I die. In my archiving of my Instagram, it was not to erase my sapphic identity as Fletcher in any capacity.
Why did you do it?
I love all of the women that I have been. Usually archive my Instagram before.
I love all of the women that I have been. Meaning I am not those people anymore. I am a new person. Fucking stupid. Hang on. I hear people. Okay. She is insufferable. Yeah, agree. Agree. Okay.
Before I release new music, but it is not to erase any aspect of.
I don't know if she's done this before. Has she erased music before? Let me find out. Let me see if anyone's saying anything in the comments here. Oh, okay, so she is going to talk about the cult shit. Okay. Okay, let's get back to it then. One sec here. Okay. And action.
So many feelings and so
okay,
straight passing header. It's this community that I will ride for till the day I die. In my archiving of my Instagram, it was not to erase my sapphic identity as Fletcher in any capacity. I love all of the women that I have been. Usually.
You changed your name! I'm not trying to erase my identity. I just started to go by Carrie. Because only lesbians knew me as Fletcher.
I archive my Instagram before I release new music, but it is not to erase any aspect of who I am. I'm not suddenly going by Carrie. I am still Fletcher.
Interesting. Well, where did that rumor come from?
If anybody's been to a show, Fletcher is one way on stage, and Carrie is, if you've come to a meet and greet or you've met me in person, I am soft and kind of awkward, and I probably have a rose quartz crystal in my titties. Carrie's queer, Fletcher is queer. My name is Carrie Fletcher, and my album gives a lot more context and speaks to my relationship with the music industry and to being an artist and being a public person. That has nothing to do with my queerness.
Yeah, but you did this on purpose. You launched it during Pride because you knew that this would cause a stir. So even if all this is true, even if you aren't like getting a head transplant and being anti-queer, anti-gay, it's still a very cynical thing to do. For you to choose this single, to drop it during Pride Month, it's cynical.
Whether I am on a stage, whether I am off a stage, that is not something that I put on or take off. It is just a way that I walk through this life. I have not been changed by a man. I have not been healed by a man. I am not more evolved for being with a man. I just so happen to fall in love with one.
Barf.
And I wrote a song about it. And if you don't...
And I launched it during Pride Month, and I erased my entire queer identity from the internet. And there's merch. We'll get to that.
Don't fuck with it, and you don't like it, and you don't feel represented by it, and it is not narrating your love story right now. That is totally okay. That is so valid. I have always respected the way that we speak up for our needs and speak out for what we stand for, and I know that it is a community that is built on love and acceptance and compassion and understanding of each other's journeys. I think it's beautiful when we can meet each other with an open heart and curiosity and also have difficult conversations. There's definitely more to chat through, but until then, I'll talk to you guys soon.
Blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I don't buy it. What do you guys think? What do y'all think? Okay, we have other ones. Let me see if I can just grab them. She's insufferable. I love that. People in Reddit seem like cool with it. I'm glad she finally broke her silence and clarified things. I was waiting for her to address it. Not sure what else you expect her to say. I mean, she didn't address the cult thing at all. The timing is horrible. Exactly. And the timing is, I mean, an album coming out in July. Like, this was all planned. The timing was planned, which is the part that has bothered me the whole time. It's just very, very cynical. Oh my God, Sarah. Thank you so much. Heart. Thank you for taking the time to hang out on YouTube and bring some light into the darkness. Happy Pride, everybody. Thank you so much, Sarah. That's so sweet. Shout out, Sarah, for the super chat. 2 super chats tonight. You're amazing. Thank you. Somebody commented, this will be used as ammunition against the community. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, there are 2 other little bits here. Apparently her team is deleting comments, which is really cool. And then we have so they said, all right, one sec, let me pull this in here. I was really hoping the video was authentic and it would be a huge step in the right direction. But my wife and I have watched her team actively. All right, here, you guys need to see this. I was really hoping the video was authentic and it would be a huge step in the right direction, but my wife and I have watched her team actively delete negative comments in the past hour, including comments from people pointing out that their comment was deleted. Listen, lesbians got time. We got time. And we can read between the lines, and we're, you know what I mean? Like, we are equipped to sniff out some bullshit. We are very good at it. I personally left a thank you and then some constructive feedback coming from the viewpoint of a comms person, since I am, and it's been deleted twice now, as was a shorter version I tried after. That is cuckoo bananas. Okay, and then there is one more here. Let me know if you guys are believing this. Do we think that Fletcher is telling the truth? Is she legit? Maybe wait until you see this, because not only is she or her team deleting videos, they are also deleting no, not only are they deleting comments, they are also deleting videos. So here is one from Fletcher that got deleted. Sarah says no. Sarah's not believing it. She's not buying it.
Okay.
So someone on the first video asked why there's merch. And I went to go look at it. There is definitely boy merch. Boy, 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 boy. Would you still love me if you knew? What is it? Would you still love me if you really knew me? Like, you're still acting like it's this big coming out thing and that you're scared of lesbians, which, I mean, they kind of proved her point. I will say that. But also, the way this was handled was just so corporate, like to take advantage of queer people in this moment. Unreal. Okay, so that's the merch, and then this is Lizzie's here. Hi. Oh, you missed a lot of protest stuff, and now we're talking about lesbian drama. This is the deleted video of Fletcher responding about the merch. Let's see what she has to say. She should not have responded to this, I can tell you that already, because she's not going to take the merch down.
Okay, we need to get one thing straight. The merch is not. I did not make this shit for heterosexual people. I was thinking about trans guys and trans masc people and...
What?
And non-binary people and gender non-conforming people and girls who call their girlfriends boyfriend.
So you still want to take our money. You still want to take money from the actually visible members of the queer community. Got it.
Like cheeky gay Pride Month.
You're not gay, bitch.
So 100% of the profit and the proceeds goes directly to Trans Lifeline. It's been in the description since the day I launched it.
Where does it say that? Let's see. 100% of the artist proceeds from the sale of this product will go to Trans Lifeline, a trans-led organization that connects trans people to the community. Okay, that's great. I don't have proof that you didn't put this in after you stepped in it. It's hard to know that. And I don't think, at least for me, because I don't know you and I don't have an affinity for you, I don't really feel obligated to believe you. Because this is the kind of shit that happens after someone puts out an apology, usually. But maybe she did. Maybe she saw that it was going to be weird. I mean, of course, her label would want merch, right? Maybe she saw it was going to be weird and she was like, we should at least donate the proceeds of these. But I don't know. I don't know if I believe that. And I have no proof either way. I mean, we could do like Wayback Machine, but it would have to be like a specific day when things dropped. We'll see. We'll see about that. Okay. So tone deaf. Corporate pride is dead. It's not 2015 anymore. Amen. Yeah, it's very corporate target pride.
And I don't make a penny of it. I don't want to. I just want to put the resources and support into the hands of the people in our community who need it the most. So me and my team are queer. It was made by the queers for the queers, not Susie Q in Middle America and her basic ass boyfriend.
You have a basic ass boyfriend, bitch. You have a basic ass boyfriend. Like, are you now gonna do like this like self-deprecating thing where you're like, oh God, ugh, I hate being attracted to men? Because let me tell you, there is nothing more annoying than that. Bisexual women just like virtue signaling. Susie Q and her basic ass boyfriend. Girl, that's you right now. That's you. When you're out in public, that is you. You and your basic ass fucking boyfriend. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I think about this. If it's true that it's always been the Trans Lifeline gets all the proceeds, that's great. That's a wonderful thing, and I'm not going to hate on that. She didn't address the cult rumors, although someone in the comments was like, it sounds like she's not in a cult. She didn't say anything about it. So who fucking knows? Well, I did the first coat. They look really cute. I'm going to do another coat while we talk about other stuff. Exactly. I would rather just donate to the Lifeline directly. 100%. So I'm going to do another coat, and then I'm going to put the sparkly white on top because that made my nails look so good with the blue. The Trans Lifeline deserves a better song to get proceeds from. Fucking Amen. Part of me really wants to dig in and prove that she didn't add that until after all the shit blew up. But we're not going to do that on live tonight. Maybe I'll dig into that after. Okay. Okay. I think, all right, the Diddy thing is really short. I saw this article about a juror being dismissed. But that wasn't really, they were talking about social media. I thought there was something about social with him. Maybe not. Inconsistencies about where he lives. That doesn't fucking matter. Okay, I thought this was about like social stuff, but it's not. It's just a fucking guy who lied to get on the fucking jury. Okay, so the last little not fun, but interesting thing is a story that I only recently heard about of a pastor who married his third wife within a year of his second wife dying, and that third wife's husband is also dead. And they both died under kind of mysterious circumstances. So this is, oh God. All right. So this is John Paul Miller, South Carolina pastor on the left. This is his second wife, Micah. They were estranged when she passed away. Remarried just over a year after his wife unalived herself to the widow of a parishioner who the other parishioner also died of suicide in suspicious circumstances tied to the pastor. So, let's see if we can get it up on here. Miller was filmed tying the knot with Suzie Skinner. That's his third wife, whose husband also died by suicide. Here is the wedding. So beautiful. Look at these two.
Congratulations, guys.
So there they are getting that. Oh, there's Taylor on that. We can't listen to that. So here they are at their little beach wedding. His third marriage. Her second. And both of their spouses happened to die by suicide. So, none of the couple's children were in attendance, held for just a couple of dozen guests. Several armed bodyguards were hired for the ceremony, just a few blocks from where Miller and his late wife got married in 2017. This guy is a sociopath. Okay. And now there are, the feds are stepping up an investigation into Miller, which is the same time as he got married. I don't know if federally you have spousal privilege, which means you don't have to incriminate your spouse. I know that works at like the state level, but I don't know if federally that's also a thing. But you gotta wonder if the ceremony is happening just as the FBI is ramping up their investigation into these deaths that are connected to Miller. Micah Miller's death is tied to an ongoing FBI investigation into John Paul Miller, while the 2021 drowning death of his new bride's late husband, veteran Chris Skinner, remains under investigation by the coroner's office. So both deaths were not just suicides, they were both mysterious. Something was amiss about them. The FBI searched his home in November, although the reason is unclear. Angelina Salas believes her daughter was lured to her death and murdered. So this is Micah's mom. That's so awful. Surveillance footage captured Micah Miller purchasing a gun on the day she died. Jesus. Okay. Micah Miller, an aspiring missionary and worship leader, was found dead of a gunshot wound to the head at the Lumber River State Park in April of last year. Okay, and she bought the gun the same day. I mean, that's a good reason for a waiting period for guns, isn't it? It feels cut and dry, but was she forced to buy the gun? Like, what is the accusation? Let's find out. Miller announced his wife passing to his congregation less than 12 hours after being notified of her death. So this is in April 2024. 48 hours after she had served her husband divorce papers. There it is. There it is. How much do you want to bet Micah bought that gun for protection? How much do you want to bet? Why is it always members of clergy in these crazy stories? Because organized religion fucks people up, and sociopaths are drawn to religion because there's so much opportunity to control people. Yeah, so from what it's sounding like, Micah, who looks exhausted in this, purchased a gun, in my opinion, to protect herself from this guy, this psychopath, who she had just served divorce papers to. We know men hate being told no. They hate being rejected, right? So what do? They don't do what women do when we get rejected, which is cry, talk to our friends, get a new hobby, cut bangs. No, they just kill the person that rejected them. So she died. She dies. 12 hours later, he's like, hey guys, Micah's dead. R.I.P. Discovered dead in a national park. Meanwhile, Chris Skinner, a quadriplegic veteran. They killed a fucking disabled veteran, allegedly. So he died in a swimming pool on Labor Day in 2021. So his wife died last year. 3 years before that, Suzie's husband died. Died in a swimming pool? Okay. And his first wife, who, even though they were divorced, still stuck up for him. His first wife said this death came just days after he confronted the pastor, Miller, about an affair he was allegedly having with Suzie Skinner. So they were messing around with each other for years. Just 2 weeks prior to this incident, Suzie's husband had confronted JP and asked him. 2 weeks prior, Suzie's husband had confronted JP and asked him to leave his wife and children alone. Okay. So JP is Miller, is the minister, whatever the fuck his name is. 9,000%. Listen, cutting bangs, I guess, can change a girl's life. I never have, because I have curly hair. I have thought about it. Recently, and my wife's like, I mean, do what you want. Which means I'm scared of that. All right, so, wow, this is crazy. This poor guy. Oh, my God. It's chilling to know that the spouses of both Suzie and JP are now dead from tragic events. Yeah. So, just days after this guy in his fucking wheelchair was like, yo, bro, leave my wife alone. He ends up dead in a swimming pool. Then 3 years later, JP Miller's third wife ends up dead. This is nuts. The coroner's office briefly reopened its investigation into Chris Skinner's death, although they have yet to comment on the reasons why. Oh, we're just not doing periods on sentences in journalism anymore. Miller has denied any involvement in the death of his wife and has previously accused her family of keeping her off her medication. I think what I hate the most about these guys, bro, these nails look so fucking good. I think what I hate most about these guys is the way they malign their completely innocent, wonderful wives after they kill them. To make them sound like the crazy ones. To make them sound like the ones that have, like, severe emotional issues. Or that they cheated, or they ran away, and they abandoned their kids, right? It's always shit like that. Like, how gross are you, bro? Also, what year is it that, like, divorce is the end of the end of the world? Like, get a fucking stronger ego, my man. Everyone gets divorced. Not me and Liz, though. Never, ever, ever. Okay. This is nuts. Look at this fucking dirtbag. He also faces 2 sexual assault lawsuits filed against him by anonymous accusers alleging that he abused them. I bet they were church members. Hope they weren't minors, JP. Miller has denied the charges in both suits and has launched a countersuit for defamation in one of the cases. Of course he did. All right, I want to look up Chris Skinner. I want to see how he died in a pool. Like, were people around? Or did, like, they come home and he was just dead? Paralyzed Army vet took his own life after learning of his wife's affair with controversial pastor. Why would he do that? Why would he bother being like, leave my wife alone and then kill himself? It sounds like he wanted his wife. And it also, I mean, there's like no information on Suzie in this article, really. It's like all about the pastor, but like this lady's gotta be involved. All right, let me go back to this. Okay. Found dead in a neighborhood pool. So it was like a community pool where they found him? I bet they were women. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, just don't get married. Like, literally, do not get married. That's a lot for one single innocent man. Exactly. 2 sexual assault allegations and 2 mysterious suicides. Like, maybe one of those things wouldn't be weird, but you're right. All of them together is a lot. Seems like it would be hard to prove it was death by suicide if it wasn't 100% obvious. Right. Because if he was just found dead, cops and coroner office declared the case an accidental drowning and ended their probes. But the coroner's office recently reopened its investigation, which I imagine is related to the recent death of Micah Miller and then their marriage. But like, okay, I don't exactly know how paralyzed this man is, but could he get himself into the pool? I mean, he looks like he has some motion in his hand or hands maybe, but like it's up through here. Like he has to have help sitting up. So would he be able to get himself into the pool? It would be fair to say that the coroner is reopened because there's been evidence that's come forward that it could potentially not be an accident. So this is what Suzie Skinner's sister said. So her sister's like, fuck this guy. She pointed to conflicting descriptions of how Skinner got into the pool from police and coroner reports, despite the fact that both parties viewed the same CCTV footage. So it's on camera, him getting into the pool. Why can't we just see the CCTV footage then? And why would the coroner and cops have a different statement? Did PJ Miller know a bunch of cops or something? Sociopaths do like to all hang out together, that's for sure. Yeah. Probably drove himself into the pool. Oh, yeah. I was thinking like getting out of his chair. But yeah, I guess if he was going to just take his life, he would just... Oh my God, but that's such a horrible death. That's awful. We need to see that CCTV. I don't want to see it, but I want to just know what's on it. Chris Skinner. Let's see if they have like a description of what happens. Surveillance video shows final moments of Chris. Okay, I'm just gonna show you me, and I'm gonna verify what is seen here. He is alone. He appears to be alone. But we also don't know like what kind of harassment was happening to these people. Yeah, I found it, but I don't want to show it. Like, I don't think I can show it on YouTube, but also I don't want to. Okay, so he's at the pool. I'll show you this still, okay? That's him back here, sitting by the pool. Ah! He's rolling himself, and he rolled himself into the pool. There's a dog. Is that a dog? Okay, they zoomed it in. Yeah, there's like a little dog with him. Is that their dog? That's really sad. I mean, it looks like a suicide. I don't know what else that could be. Chris Skinner. I put in Chris Skinner CCTV, and that is what came up pretty quickly. So he seemed to be there by himself. I don't know. While the coroner wrote that Skinner appeared to have gotten too close to the edge of the pool and slipped in, the police report stated that he had stopped at a curve in the pool before suddenly moving forward and into the water. All right, great. Now I gotta watch it again. It doesn't look like he slipped. I mean, he's sitting there. He's sitting there quietly, still.
Enchant by Candlelight Summer.
Shh. Let me just paint this nail while we wait for this ad to end. Okay. Okay, so... Yeah, I mean, why was the dog with him? Did he, like, take the... Oh, that's just so sad. Okay. Let me see. It looks like he's sitting there... He sits there for a while, like before he moves forward. So, I mean, I kind of agree with what the cops said. Shocking, I know. Has anyone else watched it? What do y'all think? Obviously, trigger warning. It's a guy rolling himself into a pool. Yeah, like it looks pretty clear cut to me. He fucking picks up speed, too. Like, he could have stopped himself. Unless someone messed with his actual chair, but... I don't know. There's nobody else around that I can see. Just this little dog. That poor little dog. It's very sad. Okay, let's go back to the article. Yeah, I don't know. To me, it looks pretty straightforward. Micah's death seems much more interesting. Because why would you divorce someone, which is like the beginning of your new life, and then take your life? That one doesn't make sense. And I think that, of course, because of that, they had to open the other one. To me, the pool death looks like a suicide. He looks like he's bracing himself. I know. Yeah. You don't need to watch it. I told you exactly what happens. He's sitting there and then he rolls in. So, okay. So the Chris Skinner piece to me seems less suspicious, but it's one of those things where like all the little pieces kind of add up. And maybe, I mean, if I'm trying to be in the head of Chris Skinner, who was not just disabled, he was also a veteran, and veterans often have a lot of mental health issues because of what our country puts them through. I can imagine him feeling like he wasn't enough for his wife, right? When he found this out. And just, falling into a really deep spiral about it. Yeah, very, very sad. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that one. It is clear there was some inconsistency. Also, it was acknowledged that some of what was said at the scene may be inaccurate, she said without elaborating. There is also new witness testimony contradicting the evidence given by Skinner's wife, Suzie, and others to police at the time. So we don't know what that contradiction was. So Suzie said potentially something that isn't true to the cops, which doesn't look good. I'm sure all of this will be like a Netflix show at some point. Oh, he was only 20 years old. Skinner became a quadriplegic at age 20, a year after he'd been in the army because of a car crash. Not even like military stuff. Jesus. He and Suzie fell in love when she was assigned to him as his physical therapist while he recovered. 2 weeks before Skinner's death, he confronted controversial pastor John Paul Miller, demanding that Miller end his alleged affair with her. So this was 4 years ago, right? So 2 weeks after he confronted Miller, he dies. What happened in those 2 weeks would be my question. Like, was he being harassed, taunted, encouraged to end his life? It doesn't seem to be the case. I mean, I imagine they looked through his electronics and stuff. But maybe not. Maybe not. Miller's wife, as we know, discovered dead from listen. Women do not shoot themselves normally. That's not the overwhelming way that women try to die from suicide. So that right there to me is already like, Let me see if there's anything else in here. He's repeatedly denied having an affair with Suzie, and yet they are now married. True, right. Oh God. 15-year-old, called it. Underage girl. Definitely from the church. Suzie admitted to the affair as part of a separate legal case. Okay, so he's lying about having the affair. Suzie's admitting it. Miller is facing regarding legal case. Miller's facing regarding allegations he raped a girl 15 in 1998. A crime he strenuously denies. Yeah, I bet. I wonder how old he was in 98. That was almost 30 years ago. So he's probably like early 20s, late teens. Chris Skinner fell out with Miller's church, Solid Rock Ministries, and with Miller himself about 4 to 5 months before his death, after 3 years of attending worship there. So he knew shit was up and then finally confronted him, it sounds like. Chris definitely voiced that he did not like the pastor of that church, and he did stop going to church there. He was in some emotional pain and was having a hard time. He was pulling away and distancing himself. Okay, a lot of this does sound like he was in a state of mind that was not great. I just want to look up this Solid Rock Ministries. I really just want to see their social media. Oh, looks like they took what's his name off the website. Very interesting. If this is the right one. Okay. Chris definitely, all right, we saw that. We saw the emotional pain. At the time of Skinner's death, investigators did not speak to McDermott or his parents. So McDermott is Skinner's sister, despite the fact that they all lived in Myrtle Beach after they were incorrectly told that Skinner had no family in town. Who told them that? Probably Suzie. That might be the discrepancy. They all lived in Myrtle Beach, and someone told the cops, no, he doesn't have family in town. That's crazy. That's crazy. Skinner's case is being reopened as a direct result of his association with Miller due to huge public interest in Micah's death. The exposure has led to significant number of witnesses coming forward. Chris honestly is one of the most resilient people I've ever known. He's just pushed through everything. Ugh. So the case is still open. Obviously, Solid Rock Ministries did not reply. Who freaking knows? Yeah, so I think from all that, Micah Miller's death is definitely suspicious. But Chris's, I don't know. I guess we'd have to know more about what was happening in those 2 weeks or those multiple months that he seemed to know about what a dirtbag Miller was. And none of it really bodes well for the fact, or the fact that they got married within a year of Micah dying does not really bode well for their case. Gross. Like, there's so many women. I mean, there's so many men in the world. Like, you don't have to marry one that might be involved in his spouse's death. Like, but maybe there are too many for that to be true. I don't know. Whatever happened, I hope this man has gained peace. This earthly plane didn't allow him. Amen. Men's mental health is sadly under-recognized. Very, very true. Very, very true. That's awful. Okay, well, that is that. I don't think I had anything else to chat about tonight. Let me see. I think that's all I had for tonight. Oh, wait, there is one more thing. Okay, this is going to be short. So, do you guys know Delaney Rowe? She is an online comedian. Let me pull up her Instagram so you guys can see her. I love her. She does a lot of like stereotypical, like she remakes like stereotypical women in movies, and they're so cringe, they're hard to watch, but they're also really, really good. Like let's see if I can just show you guys one. The free-spirited bohemian single mom in every mother-daughter comedy. So she's an actress and comedian, I would say. And here is one of her sketches. I love her stuff.
I would recommend skipping it. However, I was supposed to buy ricotta, but ended up buying Cool Whip. You know how it is. Classic mistake. This is cool, right? It's like a style. Anyway, money for takeout. Whatever you get 2 of it and make sure it's deep fried. You know, I never eat on dates. Oh. All right, honey. Wish me luck.
Good luck.
Excuse me. A little more enthusiasm from my only daughter.
Oh my God. Like, it's hard to watch, right? But these are, I think she's really, really talented at what she does. It's like this very specific niche on the internet of like just really roasting very cringe parts of comedy culture. So yeah, I think she's great. I think she's really talented. She is apparently dating BJ Novak. BJ Novak of The Office fame. This guy. She's apparently dating this guy. That's a very old picture of him. This is a newer picture of him, just so you guys really get the full picture here. That's Mindy Kaling with him. the rumor is that Mindy's kids are theirs together. Although she has never said who the dad is. But that is the rumor going around, is that it's their children together, and they just like don't talk about it. It's very Kelly and Ryan, and it's about to get even more Ryan. If you watch The Office, you know what that means. Okay, first of all, before we get into this, yes, there is a lot of green nail polish on my fingers because I'm not perfect, and the green for some reason always like stains, but we'll clean that up. We've got a Q-tip to do that. So yeah, it's about to get even more cringe, and not in a good way. So here is Delaney Rowe apparently talking about being with BJ Novak. Okay.
Not the cuffs aren't on. I'm not the cuffs aren't on. Like I'm not like fully booed up, but like
I'm not fully booed up. Okay. The cuffs.
I am dating and it is going okay.
Babes. If you're just dating, if you're at any stage of the relationship and it's just going okay, like she seems like she is beaten down by whoever it is. Allegedly, it's BJ Novak. She does not seem to be enjoying herself or this relationship.
I was the problem.
What do you mean?
And I had to sort of reconcile.
I was the problem. Men love when they can do that. Hang on. Someone's talking to me. Weird. Yeah, that's what I think. Hey, Victoria. Yes, as you know, it'll be up live as soon as we're done. Lots of fun stuff. You're here just in time for the very last bit. Delaney Rowe, Instagram actress and comedian, is apparently dating BJ Novak, and it's going really weird. First of all, they have a huge age gap. We'll get to that. All right, so she's saying it was my fault. It's my fault that it's only going okay.
Okay. I was the problem.
You aren't the problem. I will say it's probably that you guys aren't compatible with each other. That like what he wants is not what you want. And instead of him recognizing that, he's decided to make you feel like you're insane.
What do you mean?
And I had to sort of reconcile with that recently. I was not sure. And so I sort of...
I wasn't sure. What the fuck does that mean? I'm sure BJ loves that she's talking about this.
Was non-committal for a long period of time. Okay. And when he was like very sure. And so now I am sure. And he's like, I don't really trust your intentions at this point.
Yeah, because like what does he think her intentions are? Just because she wasn't ready as soon as you were, which to be honest probably would have turned him off. Because of that, he doesn't trust her? Like, why would she say she was ready for it if she wasn't? What does he think the intention is?
And so now I've had to sort of, rap for my motherfucking life on this one. And
she sounds really sad. She sounds really sad and like that she's not having fun.
Really, like, prove that I'm trustworthy. Yeah.
That's fucked up, and I'm glad that Liz Plank is showing the outrage that I'm feeling. If you have to prove yourself to somebody, if they're like being withholding and punishing you, BJ, if you don't trust her, let her go, bro. Let her go. Making her fucking grovel is crazy.
Not that there was any, there was no
or that you really like
bad
him.
behavior.
Oh, yeah,
it was just me not quite ready. And now
she didn't cheat. She didn't do anything wrong. She was just taking things slow. And now she's being punished for that. Very, very cool, BJ. Very cool.
Now I am. And so now I have to be like, you know, kind of bare my heart a little bit.
So now he's like forcing vulnerability out of her. Instead of just being happy that she's gotten to that place. What about being non-committal makes him not trust her? Like, she just took longer to get there, and now you're disinterested now that she has? It sounds like you love the chase and you don't like the actual relationship. That's very dysfunctional, absolutely. Yeah, I wonder why she's talking about all of it as well. You would think they would still be in the honeymoon phase, 100%. Ladies never change for a partner, fucking men. They are just dating and she is already feeling not trusted. Yeah, exactly. Like, and she hasn't even done anything wrong. It's not like they're this married couple that's working through like an affair or something. Let me see. I want to see how old they each are. Because I think that is another dynamic. Okay, this says she's either born in either 94 or 95. So she's either 29 or 30. But I mean, who knows how real this is? Let's see what Wikipedia says. This is the same thing, 94 or 95. Why did I see something? Oh, actor, basically Joseph Gordon-Levitt. That's true. She does kind of look like him. Okay, so she's 29 or 30. Everyone's also searching for BJ. BJ is 5'9". Not that that's important. And he is 45. So there is a 15, maybe 16-year age gap between these two, in addition to a financial age gap, a popularity and celebrity age gap. There are a lot of power dynamics going on between these two. So I think it's gross, and I think that Delaney deserves better, and I hope she gets better. I want to try this white, but I'll do that after. Okay, well that's that. That was just like a little thing that I saw and it really creeped me out. Is this an SOS? Yeah, maybe like her instincts are telling her I need to say this out loud. Oh, let's see if people are saying shit in her Instagram.
Honey?
Shh. Did she turn comments off? Do y'all see that? Or am I making it up? It's just taking a while. Okay. There's not really anything. It's just mostly about the yeah, it's just about the show. But I mean, this was like 6 days ago. She hasn't posted anything more recently, probably because of that. But I am surprised people aren't like, dump him, girl, in the comments. Maybe they're deleting things. Who fucking knows? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So there's nothing really in the comments about it. Maybe it's still a little bit under the radar. Who frickin' knows? Yeah, I don't see anything. Perrine, let me know if you see anything. I don't really right now. Let's see. How did BJ, Novak, and Novak, it keeps writing, Novak and Delaney Rowe meet? Oh, this poor girl. I don't think anyone knows how. I mean, maybe they were in a project together, but I don't know if they have been. So yeah, there's that. Nope. Yeah. Okay. So I mean, maybe people are just being nice and aren't being weird, but that doesn't seem like the internet. So I wonder if she's deleting stuff. All right. It's been 2 hours. This was really fun. Some of you have been here the whole time, so shout out to you. Shout out Sarah. Thank you so much for the super chats. That was really, really sweet of you. I really appreciate it. Because I'm just doing this for fun. I'm not trying to make a career out of it, but of course I put a lot of work into this stuff, so I appreciate the acknowledgement. I love that so much. Thank y'all for being here. I don't know when I'll be back. You know me. I pop in when I want. Keep an eye on my Instagram. That's usually where I announce lives, but also here on YouTube, I'll post about it as well whenever new things are in my brain and I want to talk about them. Have a wonderful, oh yeah, here's the final. I cleaned them up a little bit. Yay! Yay! There's the nails. I'm going to go finish them off, and then I'll post them at some point. Thank y'all for being here. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you when I see you. Bye!